Snip, snip here, splash of ink. Perfect, nah, we don't think. Cards and crafts, we do our best. Welcome to the Hot Mess Express. Hey! Hop on board, don't second guess. It's Jess's crafty Hot Mess Express. Glue and glitter, laughs and stress, making magic in the mess. Snip, snip here, splash of ink. Perfect, nah, we don't think. Cards and crafts, we do our best. Welcome to the Hot Mess Express. Hey! Hop on board, don't second guess. It's Jess's crafty Hot Mess Express. Glue and glitter, laughs and stress, making magic in the mess. Snip, snip here, splash of ink. Perfect, nah, we don't think. Cards and crafts, we do our best. Welcome to the Hot Mess Express. Hey! Hop on board, don't second guess. It's Jess's crafty Hot Mess Express. Glue and glitter, laughs and stress, making magic in the mess. Snip, snip here, splash of ink. Perfect, nah, we don't think. Cards and crafts, we do our best. Welcome to the Hot Mess Express.
Hello, everybody. Sorry, I had to turn my sound on. My name is Jessie Terrian. I'm an independent demonstrator for the company Stampin' Up. I'm located in sunny Las Vegas, and in my craft room, we do all things papercraft. Hello, welcome. This is our weekly card making live. How is everybody doing? Give me a shout out when you get on. What is happening? Let's see. I'm going to give it just a few minutes for my besties to find me. I'm going to start talking, showing you all this stuff. Okay. This is the card we're going to be making tonight. Now it's very pretty. It's one of the online exclusives that'll be available next month, I think. Look at this. So it's called a Shutter Fun Fold, and when you open it, it's got all that great stuff going on, but it folds up flat. And when I do cards like this, I like to put a belly band around them to kind of just hold it together. So I did that. Hey, Mom, welcome in. How you doing? Hey, Sherry. Hey, Tammy. Everybody's popping on now. So this is the card we're doing. I am obsessed with this paper. Okay, like the paper fall, it's all happening. I know it's only August. Don't judge me. But I used to pre-order things and then hold them forever because we sometimes get up to 45 days before things are released to pre-order them so we can kind of play with them. But I'm always working with what's current, and I've been working with the current catalog and all its stuff for it seems like ages now, and all this great new product is coming in, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. I just have to play with it. I have to dive in, and this is my thought process. Even though you can't order this stuff yet unless you're a demonstrator, this might encourage someone to join my team. So that brings me to my next point. If you are loving what you're seeing and you cannot wait for release day, consider joining Stampin' Up! As a demonstrator. Not only do you get a discount on everything you purchase, you have the ability to share with your friends, sell to your friends and stuff like that, earn a little bit of money, and you get first dibs on all the good stuff. So if this sounds amazing to you and you want to learn more, message me and I will love to chat with you about it. Okay? So 7 weeks away from Craft It Up retreat. Yes, it's crazy. So this is all happening. I'm working like a little house elf in here, just getting stuff done. But I have to say, I have a phenomenal amount of help. I could not make this dream work without my mom and my husband and my family and my besties. And, it's not just me behind the scenes. I'm just kind of pulling the levers and directing. So, you know, hi Angelique, welcome in. Hi Martha, how you doing? All right, I think enough of us are in. I'm going to flip down and show you all the things and we'll get started, okay? So here we go. To the mat. Oh yeah, you're going to laugh. So if you've been around a while, every year I release a video called How to Make a Boo Latte. And it's a video that my friends and I filmed, and then I did a voiceover, and it's funny. Sometimes people think I'm funny. So in October, I'll definitely throw it up on the page. But my kid made me a Boo Latte. Hold on, let me flip up 1 second. In a mug that coordinates with the paper tonight. Yeah, I'm bougie and matchy matchy. So there you go. Okay. Okay. So here's the sketch. For my YouTube friends or anyone that might like to, you can go ahead and you can screenshot this page real quick. This is the sketch on the right and the products that I used on the left. Okay, got that out of the way. And in my printer was label sticker paper, so yeah, that happened. It's fine though, I'll still use it. So again, here's the card. Let me show you all the things real quick. So in this, I took notes. In this suite, it's called the Painted Patch Suite. You get ribbon, gems, an embossing folder, stamp set, die set, and decorative masks, which is pretty nice. I am obsessed with this paper, the color palette. You can tell I'm kind of a fan from my mug. Love that. This paper is so pretty. And if you are a subscriber, you've already seen this. You've seen me show this paper, but real quick for my besties out there. Also, after this live for my subscribers, I'll be going live again and we'll be doing a subscriber exclusive. See, that's just like my mug. We'll be doing a subscriber exclusive live and I'll be making a card over there. So there you go. There's the paper. And you get 2 sheets of each, which is nice. And then stamp set. And the die set is phenomenal. You get this gate piece, which if you didn't use it with the pumpkins, you could use it for so many different cards. You know what I mean? So I love that. And it's pretty large. Like it's not small. I can't wait to dive into this and actually cut the pumpkins out and make the whole shebang. Now, one thing I want to show you, you get 2 dies that cut 3 pumpkins each. So these stamped images, they coordinate. And then, it's not scaled right to size, but they coordinate. And they also cut out the designer series paper. So if you're one of my girlies that doesn't really like to color, which It's okay. You can line them up and cut those pumpkins out, and they're done for you. And that's exactly what I did. So the second sheet of the that came in this paper pack, I went ahead and I cut all the pumpkins out so I can use them on projects. So that was one little fun prep thing I just sat here and did. All right, and then um we're just gonna get right into it. Oh my gosh. My kiddo took my paper trimmer. Hold on, I have more. I gotta get up. Oh, she took it so she could cut card bases while I was online for my retreat craft kits. Now, hopefully this blade isn't too dull. We should be able to make it work. Okay, so I've got everything kind of pre-done. So there's the gems that coordinate with the paper, and then here's all my pumpkins I cut out. So I have all the pieces. And what I want to tell you is, because I had a question on my uh, post, on my sketch, and sorry, her name escapes me now, but she asked, didn't you mean to put the measurements for the insert at 5¼ by 8½? Now, I have seen that out there, but no. And the reason I kept them the same, so it's 5½ by 8½. Our card base is 5½ at 8½ as well. The reason I kept them that way is because I want the card to be able to stand up, right? If you give it that 1/4 inch on the top and bottom, this is really forward heavy, and the card could fall or be like kind of like that. And so for my directions, I did the full thing and I just lined it up flush with the top and the bottom. Now, there is a gap on both sides because I didn't want to pull it all the way out and stretch these pieces. I mean, you see, I can open that and it's still popped up. But if I had pulled it too far out, it would have elongated those and made them more flat. And I really want them to pop because when you fold them, it folds flat. Okay. So I think that looks good to my eyes. You could add a little bit of length um to your insert piece. If you do that, you're just going to use more paper, right? So you're going to want to cut it on the 11-inch side, and you're going to have to figure all that out and give it another, you know, 1/2 inch to 1 inch more length, and then you might have to. It was a lot. I like the way that looked, but you can always modify what I've given you to meet your needs. So if you want it thicker in the middle and skinnier on top and bottom, you're just going to adjust where you put it in the paper trimmer. Okay, this stuff is totally customizable, and what I do might not be something that's traditional to this fun fold, but it's what worked for me. So I just wanted to, kind of explain that real quick. Now, so we have an A2 card base. Nothing special about this. We did it. We do these all the time. Just give it a good score down and set it to the side. Now, we have our insert piece, and I'm using a piece of craft paper. Stampin' Up! Is going to be selling craft paper soon, which I'm so excited about. I don't know why, it's just my jam. I love it. Anyone else out there just obsessed with it? Or is it just me? Okay, so I'm following the sketch and it says to place it in your paper trimmer at 2 inches. Okay, so we're going to do that on the 5.5 inch side at 2 inches. I want you to take your cut blade, put it in at around 4 on your slide ruler. Sink it into the paper. That's what I mean by sink your blade. Now I want you to cut down to 1 inch on that ruler. So there's a little line on your paper trimmer. Line it up with the 1 inch mark. And then you're going to go up to 7.5. That's leaving an inch on both sides. Okay. I want you to pick it up. I want you to flip it over, put it back in at 2 inches. Come on. We're being wiggly today. There we go. Sink your blade at around 4. Go up to 7.5 and down to 1. Now this is what I'm talking about. If you want a thicker middle, maybe you only put it in at 1 inch or 1.5 on each side. Whatever you do on the bottom, mirror it when you flip it over. Okay, so that's our cutting. Now get that cutting blade out of the way. And the next thing I'm telling you to do on the sketch is we're going to score it all the way through on the 8.5 inch side at 2 1/8, 4 1/4, and then 6 3/8, or just flip it. So what I do is I score it in half, just like we were making the card base, at 4 1/4. Then I go to 2 1/8, and I go all the way through. And then I like to flip it, but you could do it to 6 3/8. It's whatever you're comfortable with. There we go. When I do that, I don't even have to think about it. And the last thing we need to do is we need to connect our cut lines with scores. And interesting, mine. No, it's fine. So I'm going to come in at 1 inch and I'm going to score from the top to the bottom, just in between those two cut lines. Flip it over, 1 inch. And give it a good crease down. Now we're here. On your sketch, that's what these instructions are for. Okay? Now, when you go to folding this piece, it kind of looks wonky in the AI instructions, but this is what I mean. And you can still follow valley, mountain, valley, valley, mountain, valley, mountain, valley. You know what I'm saying? But what you're going to do, start with your top row, go to the leftmost score line. And you're going to valley fold it, and just do it with your fingers, okay? Mountain and valley. So that first line, that's what I'm talking about, the first row. Now we're going to come to the middle one. You're going to start valley, mountain, valley, mountain, and valley. Okay, and now we have the last one, which is valley, mountain, valley. Okay, once you have it, then you can go back and kind of take your bone folder and give it a nice crease. All right, just give it a good crease. Move the paper around where you need it. I get that middle one. Paper is very forgiving. You know what I mean? So just roughhouse it. All right. So there we go. There is our mechanism. Now, for some reason, I feel like when I did this, one of these is a little turned because I'm talking and not whatever. So I think I'm going to use this one, but you can see they're the same. It works. It's me. I don't want anything to go awry while you're watching me. Okay, so now we're going to build the rest of our card. I have a matte layer and just a piece of DSP. I'm going to glue that down. Make sure your card is oriented where you want it. So how's everybody doing this week? I am not used to only coming on one day a week. That has been kind of weird for me. And we will go back to more lives once September is done. Right now, I have to focus. I have to focus, guys. I got too much going on. But these are the problems one should have, I think. Okay, so there's our cover. Now, before I put this in, I want to put all the DSP and do some stamping and all this things, you know what I'm saying? So let's do that. So I've pre-cut these pieces a little bit, but I want to show you how to do your side panels. Okay, so I'm going to flip it over for a second. I measured and cut the piece of DSP to go on this panel with basically a quarter of an inch trim down is what I did. Now, what I like to do for this piece is I line up my DSP, designer series paper, up to the edge. So let me do it like this so you can really see what I'm doing. Okay, so why is that weird? Oh, okay, it's lined up. Now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to use this as my guide. And I'm just going to cut that notch out. See that? Give it a little for vision's sake. And now it'll fit in there. See that? If you struggle with special pieces, this might be the card for you because how easy was that? I used the back with the notch to fit that in. So, you know, Smarter, not harder, guys. That's what I say. It's super easy. And I like um, to have my eyeballs on it so I don't make any mistakes. So you just flip it over. Now, you could do this once. You can make a template out of it. And then when you print out your sketch, put your put the templates, like I know a lot of people, they'll take document protectors, they'll print their sketch and then put it in the document protector in a binder. You take these templates, put it right in there with the sketch, and then every time you go, oh, I want to make a shutter card, you have all the pieces. You know what I'm saying? So just an idea. I know I've shared that before, but it's a good one. Worth remembering. Okay. So I'm just gonna slide this in here. And if you have to trim it a little, no big deal. I probably could have trimmed this a little. Let's see if I can make it work because I've already put the glue on it. Okay. I'm going to put a pumpkin down there. Nobody's going to know. It'll be fine. The thing is, when we make homemade cards, I think we're our biggest critics when things, I know I am, when things aren't perfect, it's a problem, right? We notice every imperfection, but nobody else does, I promise you. I am so sorry. I did not realize that the sun was coming in. I have my blind up. Um, it's not bad. You can see. I'll have to remember that. Now, is this Cattywump? Yes. I pointed it out to you, so now you're going to see it. When you give the card, don't point that out, and they're not going to notice. Or put a little, embellishment over it. You'll be fine. You'll be fine, I promise. We all do it though, right? We sit there and we pick our work apart because we want it to be perfect. And that's okay. That is okay. But be kind to yourself because you're doing phenomenal. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. My goodness, my husband is so loud. You guys probably can't hear it, but I cannot concentrate. I don't know. It must be my ADHD. When I hear things, I get like, block it out, block it out. It's fine. Let's see. The craft paper, I don't know why. It like takes a second for the glue to grab on that craft paper. Where some papers, like when I do it on the cardstock, it'll adhere almost immediately. But this craft paper, a little bit different. Maybe it's not as porous or something. I don't know. Okay, so we've got that. Oh, that's really bugging me. Trying to see if I have things I can block the light. We'll make like a little, oh, the stamp blocks are clear, but it was a decent idea. All right. Next thing, oh, and this is the set that I use to cut out my belly band labels. So the beautifully celebrated die set. I like that shape. I will find them. Here we go. So I was going to put paper, but I also wanted to put the sentiment and it became really fussy. So what I decided to do was just stamp some leaves on it. And I liked the way that looked. So getting my stamp together here. And I'm using Calypso Coral for my belly band and my cover. So I did coordinating ink for that. I'm going to get a scrap paper and let me show you why. We've done all this work. We don't want to get ink where we don't want it. So I just protect my work with a piece of paper underneath. Now, could I have done this before I did my paper? Absolutely, but I didn't think of it. So I'm just gonna. Now my little sentiment is gonna go there, but I do want some here. Did it. See? No mistakes. All right. So we've got that. Man, guys, I'm on fire today. What's up with this? Okay. So I use my double oval punch. It's retired, but you could use any, small tag or whatever you got. And where's that piece of scrap paper? I'm going to stamp my sentiment, which inside is this one. I really like this block, the small long one. I don't know why I hold it better than the square ones. Or maybe it's for positioning. I don't know. Okay. I hope you have a fabulous day. No, what does it say? I hope your day is fabulous. You know what I'm saying. I just make stuff up. I don't know. All right. Now what I'm doing, because it didn't fit in the small oval that went with the punch, is I'm just going to fussy cut it real quick. Man, remember when I said the intro and I said sunny Las Vegas? I was not kidding, people. This is not a drill. If you go out there, you will burst into flames. It is hot. These poor kids are going back to school Monday. They're going to just melt. And sports is starting up and ugh. I think it should be outlawed. We should not have to go outside. That's it. I have spoken. All right. I'll stop being weird now. You know that's not going to happen. So this is a funny story. I have I am a member of a ghost hunting group, and one of my very good friends that's on the team is coming for a visit into town, and she's bringing her new boyfriend. And I was like, okay, great. We're gonna ghost hunt your hotel room. And she's like, honestly, no, because I want you to meet him and not scare the crap out of him when you first meet him. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. If you want to date one of my friends, you have to be made of tougher stuff. You know what I'm saying? No, I get it. I get it. But we could meet and then ghost hunt. That's all I'm saying. All right, here we go. So we have that. Now, I'm not going to put the pumpkins on there quite yet because what am I doing? I want to put this in the card base. I found it. Takes me a minute, but I'll see it. Okay, so we have the card base. I want you to fold it up like it would be in the card first and put glue on the C only. All right. Now, could you use dry adhesive? Absolutely. You could use tear and tape, your tape runner. However, there's no wiggle room there. And so if you need to adjust it, it's not going to be as easy. So what I do is I go a little bit in from the edge, about quarter of an inch, and I make sure that it's, oops, don't get crazy, but make sure it is straight with the top and the bottom. Okay. Now, put glue on the reverse C portion. And here, oh, that sun's getting worse, guys. I'm gonna have to get up. Okay, put that there. Now close your card, give it a nice press. And if you have a clamp, like a clothespin, put it on there. Okay, I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Is that better? That's probably so much better. Yeah, see. There we go. Now we're not, boiling in the sun. Okay. And then, dun, 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 dun. Yay, right? I better see some hearts for that. That was pretty impressive. Okay, now I've got my pumpkins already done. Is that the sunflower paper with the gold on it? Where? No, this is the pumpkin paper. But tonight I am going to be using that paper, Sherry, on the next live. So I'll give you guys a sneak peek. Okay, and we're just going to take some fun pumpkins and do some play. And see how perfectly these get cut out? Oh no, I want this one and that one. Okay. So I've picked my pumpkins. Incidentally, in case you're wondering, this is my favorite shape of pumpkin. And I'm really fond of the little white baby boo pumpkins too. Just in case. Like if you were sitting there wondering. There you go. You're welcome. All right. So put these on. See what I mean? I left the thicker band on each side, but then when you layer the pumpkins and you have the coordinating cardstock and the DSP, I don't know, it all just, I really love this card, I have to say. I'm digging it. I am digging it. So my husband bought me my every year I get a Halloween gift because I am the Halloween queen. And like something new for the house. Usually I pick some sort of pumpkin or decor piece. Well, my husband went to Sam's and he took a picture and he was like, "Jess, what do you think of these pumpkins?" And they kind of looked stained stained glass, you know, and they lit up and they were cute. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I love that." And so he surprised me and he got them. And I'm thinking it's like, you know, a a pumpkin, but it was all pumpkin. So the bottom pumpkin is huge. It's when you and you can stack them on top of each other. I don't know if any of you go to Sam's. You might have seen it. It when they're stacked together, it looks like a snowman but of pumpkins. Okay, it is phenomenal, and it stands about the chair size high. It's big. It's big. Is what I'm telling you guys. And I love it so much. And I don't know whether I'm going to display it. In fact, I put a picture of it on my Facebook. You can scroll and find it. Little video. Um, I don't know if I'm going to display them stacked like that or I'm going to put them around the house. I don't know yet. But when I'm not using them in my decor, I'm going to have them in my bedroom because, like an 11-year-old, I have a Harry Potter themed bedroom. They go in there, and I was like, wouldn't that be so cool to like have it in the corner and I could light it? It has a remote, and like for the ambiance, I am just, there's something wrong with me. I know. So that's where they're going to live year round. And then I will bring them out and proudly display them with my haunted bears. It's going to be really exciting. Okay. Okay, I want to show you this. Sometimes when you go to close it, this panel will stop it. It needs to come forward a little bit. Okay, so you didn't do anything wrong. It's gonna work. See, it'll close. But sometimes if a person were to really like lay it flat on the table, which is fine to do, when you go to do it, it just take your thumbs there, pull it forward, and it's going to close just fine. Okay, I wanted to make sure I told you that because when I first made it, I thought I did it wrong, and I did not. So I have two labels. We're going to do some stamping real quick. Decorate with some more pumpkins. I don't know why I put them away. And there you go. First, I think I want to put my letters on, my words on. I love this saying. Hello, gorgeous, but gourd, like my pumpkins. All right, this is early espresso. I'm going to kind of offset it a little bit. There we go. And grab this back in. We got to have the leaves. Okay. Mm. Who wants this set? I'm telling you. This is a jam. I don't know. I'm loving it. Okay. I want to pop this up a little bit. Let's give it some dimension. Line that up. Look how cute that is. This is the part I'm fiddly about. Okay, there we go. Now, I've got my belly band, and I'm just gonna wrap around my card. I don't really crease it or anything. This part would be good to use your tape runner. I always go for liquid glue. That's just my jam. Don't make it too tight and be careful not to glue it to your project. There you go. And if you went a little too far, it's okay because you need to put your front parts on, so it's fine. Now I'm pushing this over to the right because I'm putting my pumpkins. So I'm leaving just that little bit of hangover room there. Grab these. Oh, I love this card. I love it. Okay, we're going to do this, and I want a tall one. Okay, I want a tall one, so I don't want them to be matchy-matchy. We'll do that. Oh, did I do that the right? Yes, I did. Take two. Oh, be careful not to cover up your words. It's kind of peeking. I like it. Okay, what do we think? And of course, don't forget the bling, which isn't really blingy. I kind of struggled with this choice because it goes with it and it does look good, but at the same time, um, a little sparkle would have been nice. You know what I mean? But when it's your project, you'll figure it out. The one thing I like is the gems really, they kind of tuck into all the places around the leaves and stuff, like they were meant to go there. You know what I mean? Like I did not struggle bus at all with placing my gems tonight. Love, love, love. So there we go. We did it. How do we do? Not bad. 50 minutes with me yakking my jaws. Not bad at all. So let's see. Tammy, all you have to do is buy a bunch of HP stuff and then put it all over your bedroom and drive your husband crazy. That's all. He doesn't care. He has a Lego room, so he's down for it. But I'm just saying, like, when I told him about the year-round pumpkin thing, he was kind of like, okay. All right, so there's the open card. There's the close card. What do we think? Are you going to make these? Have you made these? And what do you think of this set? That's what I need to know. Thank you, Martha. We'll have to make them. This one's super easy. Super, super easy. We should do like an in-person fun fold class. Well, we are at retreat. Never mind. But like a one-on-one kind of, you know what I mean? And learn some of these folds and stuff. There we go. All right, let me flip up. I'll talk for just a minute or two. Okay. All right, I'm going to drink more of my coffee. Cheers. Okay, so I've been doing the most. And I just all of a sudden hit a wall this afternoon, and I had everything pretty much ready. So I sat on the couch and I like napped for, I like took an hour-long power nap. And I mean, I was out. Like, I woke up, my hair looked crazy. I drool. It was bad. It was really bad. But now I could like go all night. So I don't know. And I'm having coffee. So pretty much pray for me. That's what I'm telling you. I'll bust out some of the uh ghost hunting equipment or something. I don't know. You know, I find ways to entertain myself. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So you like the pumpkins, Sherry? I know they're so pretty. And when I first saw it, I have to say, I was like, oh, maybe I should just buy the paper. I have other pumpkin sets, but I really wanted the dies for the garden gate, and I like the sayings on this set. So in the end, you know, I do get a discount. What are you gonna do? I know, Martha. It seems hard. It's two cuts. I'm telling you. Once we're going to do it. We are going to make this card together. You're going to impress people with this. Telling you. They're going to be like, "How did you do that?" And you're going to be like, "It's an ancient Chinese secret. I don't know." Oh, Lord. Hi, Judy. How you doing? Great fancy fold. So what is the difference between a fun fold and a fancy fold? Is that just like you can call, are those terms interchangeable, or is there something that specifically makes this fancy versus fun? I've never been able to get a straight answer on that. If you know, please put it in the comments. But I always wonder about that. Is it a fun fold? Is it a fancy fold? How do we know? And thank you very much. I appreciate you. Okay, I can see that. Yes, that's the other thing. The great thing about my sketches, if you aren't into pumpkins, if you maybe have an occasion you need a card for, modify the materials for what you have. So that's perfect. Okay. I'm going to get off of here. I will read these comments later, so if I missed a comment, I will chat back with you later. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for spending some time with me this evening. And if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay, when you leave a comment and it'll come up for me and I can answer you back. Mwah! Have a great weekend. Bye. Here we go.